Okay, recording now. So this is just a quick little stream. I've got about 30 minutes, and then we're just going to cover a couple of these questions. Maybe we'll cover the price action on gold if we get time, but I was going to initially just cover the question that Michelle had on about German 40, about looking back at May for a region as a
only for 20 minutes.
So what I'll do is cover that, because it's not it was more complicated than just what a quick answer would be. So let me just finish what I was doing here. NY low Friday, and we'll keep an eye. I'm not too keen on looking for something unless I get a proper, like that was a liquidity grab candle. Let's see if we can get a reaction from here. Oh, here's Michelle. Great. Hi, Michelle.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. All right, so all good. All right, so just for context, I'll just bring up this question that she had, which was in the daily chart, German 40. Can we consider this area here from May as a liquidity grab candle for a reaction here, where price is currently? So can we consider this a liquidity grab area based on May candles on the left as shown below? So maybe there is like a little bit of, I'm just misinterpreting the way she's asking the question. Probably asking like, should we be looking for a liquidity grab in this area?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking. Yeah. So if I go to that area, it might look a little bit different on TradingView based on the broker, Pepperstone, versus what you're getting with on Forex CFDs. But you're looking at, is it this? It's this one here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just make sure, just double check.
That was April.
Was it April?
Yeah.
Oh, was this May? Oh, this one here. So you're looking at this zone here. So it's definitely a resistance, because you've had a few reactions at this level: resistance, and support. So we are seeing that this is a sensitive area. So yeah, it makes sense. This is a typical support resistance area, the place that we've had reactions from. So now if you get, I wouldn't want to take a risky entry. I'd want to wait for certainly a confirmation. So I'd want to see some sort of reaction at this level first, because at the moment it's just pushing through quite strongly. So it's definitely a resistance area, like this wick. I wouldn't say like whether you're taking the candle close or the candle wick, I wouldn't be saying that I would be looking to take a reaction off the open or the 50% in that case, because this was your reaction, which happened 10 days later or something. So that was the beautiful reaction from this liquidity grab candle. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So now, as a liquidity grab candle, I wouldn't be saying that I'm looking for a reaction off this liquidity grab, because that liquidity has already been taken. But it's still, the way that the chart is displayed here, I would say that this is a sensitive level. This is a zone of interest for sure. So if we can, hold a sec, let me just mute everyone. 1 second. Where is my client list? Okay, I've just muted everyone. So unmute yourself if you're chatting. If you want to ask a question, sorry. Okay, so looking for like an area here. If it can break above this resistance, we've got the structure here to the left, in this zone as well. So this is also going to be another key area that if we can close inside of here, then if we get something that closes inside of here, it could bounce off and fill this range. But if we're showing rejections from this area, you'd want to wait for like a confirmation here. So this is also what we've got here is imbalances. So there's like a little imbalance. So that could be a point of interest. And then under here, This is the top of the balance. Let me just squeeze this chart in. So from this wick here, that would be closing an imbalance. The imbalance I'm talking about is that area. Make sense? Yes, no?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So let me just copy that across. And I'll just turn that beeping off. There we go. All right. So clean candles here, clean, like just huge push up, and then Friday just continued. And now we're at this area that Michelle pointed out, saying that she's noticed that this is a rejection area. So can we look for rejections around here? Yeah, definitely. If we get the right confirmations. 4 hour is just starting to look like it's just pushing up. We had a little bit of a gap where price gapped down to start the week because this is Monday. So price closed here on Friday, basically at the very high of the week. And then it opened where this candle opened. Then we've got a little bit of a nothing candle. This candle looked like it pushed up and got rejected from the highs of the previous week. It makes sense because a weekly high is going to be an area where you can't get rejections from. It's going to be a sensitive area. Now, is this candle going to do a wick fill and then push up through it, or is it going to show us maybe some confirmations on the lower time frame that maybe there were some rejections here, or maybe it can come lower to then continue the trend, because this is bullish. It's just we get into an area where there is some rejections around. On the 1 hour, we've had two gaps, two daily gaps. So one gap and then the second gap. So this was last Friday morning. So Thursday close led a bullish gap. And then this morning was a bearish gap. Price just drifted along here. Now this is starting to look a bit more interesting as a rejection candle, but it's still bullish. But now we broke the low. So what we've done is these two candles here, it's taken the Asian high and the Asian low. So we're seeing some volatility and nothing really saying which direction we're going. Go to the 30-minute. Still not really seeing anything that these candles are starting to look pretty messy here. But what we've got a little doji here. So this is going to be a point of interest. This candle here is a full liquidity grab. So that zone could be of interest, that area. It's done one retest already by this candle. But so I wouldn't want to take the open, but we could maybe see it like come down a little bit lower. So if it is starting to break through these levels, like this is a support zone. So if it does push down a little bit, it makes sense that we could drop down a little bit further. And then we know that a lot of the time, if price comes up, makes a resistance and then push down a second time, then we could push lower to these other POIs. Okay. Or is this just making the bottom wick for the day to then continue the higher time frame trend? 15-minute, I don't see any liquidity grabs. The only liquidity grabs I see are to the top side.
Where your cursor is now, that's your first structure there on the M15, yeah?
Yeah, M15, this would be structure.
Yeah, and then your order block down the bottom is your second structure.
This is here. This is second structure. These two moves are related. These two are related. They're like cousins of each other.
Okay.
We'll call it that way. So
Cousins, look out.
Yeah. So we don't want these two to marry.
Messy price action.
So here's an order block. Down here. It's going to start getting pretty it's going to start getting a bit messy as I'm doing this. But let's say that these are part of the same, like this is higher time frame structure, really. It's high as part of higher time frame structure 1, structure 2. But on a lower time frame, I would say these two are more related, and that down here is my actual second structure. Okay. So something like that, where these two are overlapping. So I'm liking these areas to look for continuation from, or a reaction from it. For the downside, we have had like this on the 15 minute, still not showing anything. 5 minute, what we've got, 5 minutes is a different story. 5 minute, we have an attempted liquidity candle, and this is a proper one.
That's not necessarily a reversal though, is it? That's just filling that imbalance or the gap, if you will,
To the downside or the
in
upside?
open trade.
Oh, up here.
Mm.
But it's still weekly highs.
Yeah.
So are we going to set up the price for a bigger retracement for the weekly candle to make a bottom wick and to continue? In that case, then on the weekly time frame, are we just going to, now that we've rejected the high already,
Yeah,
of the weekly candle, and we've already filled that little gap, and now are we just going to come down to make a lower wick to then retest the high and potentially fill this weekly liquidity?
like
Which
what
is
it did last week or the previous week.
down here, this one, how it came down
Yeah.
like 50% of the body, then broke the high, and then went to fill this wick.
Yeah.
Then this candle just basically, we just so much bullish momentum last week. It was just basically steady moves up. But we've got clean candles here that obviously picked up enough. We don't know this at the time, but obviously this pullback had picked up so much liquidity, pushed up, and then on the back of the softer US news and China lockdowns, coming out of lockdowns, this was just really bullish impetus for indices globally to rally. And you saw this on all the indices. Basically every single one we had a very similar move. Last week was very bullish. US 30, German 40 the most. Then we've got UK 100. Oh, that wasn't that bullish. But you would have NAS was the same. Very bullish week. S&P 500, very bullish week. Aussie 200, very bullish week. So everything was bullish last week. So now it makes sense that we could be pulling, oh, that's gold. We could be pulling back a little bit to create a bottom wick, even if we came down to like this rejection, these rejection areas.
Oh, there it was.
And then, or like 50% of this candle body. It makes sense for a pullback down to that level. So are we looking for rejection areas? Yeah, you can win in this day both ways. Either looking for rejections from here if you get the right confirmation. Here was a confirmation candle. This was a retest. This liquidity grab. Now, I would be hesitant to take the second. I would be hesitant to just put a sell position here. Like that without waiting for a confirmation now. What I'd be rather waiting for, we're on the 5 minute. I'd rather look at the lower time frame and just see if we can get a liquidity candle again from here, the rejection, and then at least take it down. You'll be able to get like maybe a 1-to-1, 2-to-1 kind of opportunity, secure profits, and let's just see if you can get the momentum to take you down to target these other POIs for like the rest of today, maybe tomorrow, before we start to see the bullish move come. Or maybe it is going to be just reacting from here and just dropping. You just got to try to put yourself in a position either way. That makes sense?
Making sense.
So we'll see how that plays out. At the moment, we can't get over the fact that it is very, very bullish. And there's more liquidity grabs to the upside that we're just coming down to retest than there are for liquidity grabs from the top side. So we've got to be careful. But pointing out this little area that you did back in May, based on, I don't have much data here, based on this candle. based on this candle reacting, and that this level historically is been holding up, like price is usually staying above it or below it. So it is a reaction point. Whether this is just going to be a support for it to keep on going bullish or a resistance for it to go bearish, I would be leaning to just go with the trend for now. Go with the trend until on the 30-minute, until you start getting like a bit of a, you know, maybe a break of some of these structures. If we start getting some closes below there, then we might be able to say, well, we can probably target now this around this area, like the drop. For the trade opportunity today, based on London Open being 7 o'clock candle, which was this one, this little doji. If this was your range candle from Europe Open, just before London Open, being a doji here, this is where we could just go with the trend and then have a bullish bias for the breakfast breakout. That candle, sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. That was the London Open candle. So here was the London Open. So having any sort of reactions from down here could have given you an opportunity to at least push up. I think Michelle pointed, or someone pointed out, I think was it Michelle? Pointed out this candle, this liquidity grab candle. For this, and this is during the Euro Open. So pushed up quite nicely. You would have had to be quick to take it, very quick. So if it was too early, then yeah, maybe, but the opportunity was there. Gold is just looking like we're going for the New York low now. And we've got a monthly level down here as well. But I wish we were in from up here and then just trend continuation, rejection, come up, wick fill, close below, retest, drop lower, and then it's just been steady moves. This is remember what we were talking about on Saturday, is that once you have a proper liquidity grab, if this was, like I hesitated because this was, I was waiting for, I wanted a bit more confirmations here. I wanted this to be a liquidity grab and then to have the retest. And then we can just start playing how the algorithms will just have that trend continuation. As soon as I turned the computer on, the very first candle I saw was this one, thinking that's my zone to target. And then when we came up here, I wanted to see rejections from here. It's just that the rejections, they gave you one shot. They gave you, on the 1 minute time frame, it was much clearer. So from here, this was the 1 minutes. This is it, the double top. You know, you guys saw it as well. Liquidity grab, one of the versions of a liquidity grab. Retest. This is a version 4, I think, or 3.
Yeah, that was the candle I was looking at, and I just hesitated and it just shot out like a rocket after that.
Yeah,
Apart from that one little pullback.
Yeah, I wanted the retest of this area, but in hindsight now, that was it. That was it. It was just that the agent high was just there.
Euro did the same with the.
Oh, Michelle got this. So you're in this. You got this sell.
Me? No.
No, Michelle.
Yes, Hayden was able to take after saying that I think 5-minute liquidity in the top range.
Yeah, good work.
So when I went to 1 minute, I saw this double tap, then immediately I took
Yeah.
after this one. So I just took like maybe before the closing of this one here, I took like this is the confirm of the resistance. Then I took.
Are you drawing on my screen? It's not
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, this one. I took in this after the second resistance candle, I took here.
Can you
Like
draw
I
on my
took-
screen?
Yeah, here. Haydos.
Oh, it's not. Are you just pointing the mouse or are you drawing? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, in the entry of the second resistance candle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Resistance,
but
confirmation,
actually
resistance.
this should be in this area. Then I was thinking, okay, just give that a try.
Yeah. No, well done.
Because I want to keep the distance of the SL as close as possible, so I could
Yeah,
have
keep it small
the-
on the 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Are you still holding?
Yeah,
Oh, far out, man. That's gonna be
I took after it is 1:5. I took some profits already.
oh, that's exactly what you should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, stop loss above here,
Yeah.
1 to 5. I mean, where was your stop loss?
Wait. It's just if you go to 5-minute chart, the bottom of that range. Here, in this one. I took this, then again I move again to the after reaching this point, I move again. So
Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah, I take partial after reaching this side, then again it took down. I know this side, sorry, this side. I took like in this area, I took already something. Then I moved the take profit which I set in this area. Now it's already finished.
Yeah.
I decided that I will take last in this side.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Good, you know, that's good, you know, secure profit, especially if you can secure profits after 5 to 1, that's incredible. This could just, we'll see what that happens here at NY low.
I actually after seeing this, okay, I thought it's okay. I took some profit. I'll wait for another opportunity.
Yeah, you free up some mental margin. So then you can stress less on it. Cool, good work. All right, so any other quick questions? Otherwise, I might just end this. I've got to jump into something else.
Thanks, Aaron. All good.
Yeah, all good.
Thanks, mate.
Cool.
Thanks for
Yeah,
the time.
good man. Thanks.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Aaron.
You're welcome. All right, guys. I'll see you in the Discord.
Thank you for your time.
But I'll be busy for the next like hour and 15. Great.
Thanks, Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'll save and upload this.